Good morning. Assalamu alaikum. It gives me a great pleasure. My name is Ismail Shikoun. I am the President and CEO of the US Algeria Business Council. And I'm pleased to be here and to invite our official guests from the Algerian government and from the US government for this official ceremony of the opening of the Algeria's Economic and Cultural Week in Washington, D.C. At this time, I would like to invite my chairman and chairman of the board of the US Algeria Business Council, Mr. Andy Whitman.
Thank you. Good morning, I'm Andrew Whitman. I serve as Senior Vice President of Variant Medical Systems, and I'm also the chair of the US Algeria Business Council. I want to take a moment to welcome all of you and thank you for your participation in what is set to be a great week focused on Algeria's rich culture and the opportunities for partnerships between Algerian and American companies. First, I would like to recognize a few people in attendance today. I'd like to recognize all of our distinguished guests from both the Algerian and US government, in particular the Honorable Minister Djalab, Algeria's Minister of Commerce, Ambassador Bouguera, the Ambassador to Algeria, the United States, Ms. Yael Lempert, Deputy Assistant Secretary for Maghreb Affairs at the U.S. State Department, Ms. Joan Pelachuk, Acting Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary of State for Near Eastern Affairs, Ms. Sarah Kent, Deputy Assistant Secretary for Maghreb Affairs at the U.S. Department of Commerce, Mr. Mamadou Samba, Director of the D.C. Mayor's Office of African Affairs. As you can see, there's a huge commitment by both the U.S. and Algerian government for the participation in the Algeria Economic Cultural Week and the tremendous support of the U.S. Algeria Business Council. I would also like to thank Dr. Ismail Shikoun, President of the U.S. Algeria Business Council, who's been unwavering in his support of U.S. companies to grow their business in Algeria. Dr. Shikoun has played a monumental role in organizing this week, and he never stops continuing to grow partnerships between U.S. and Algeria. I represent Variant as well, and we are committed and an example of Algeria's long-term commitment to advancing knowledge of state-of-the-art healthcare in Algeria and across Northern Africa. Let me say again, I want to thank each of you for your participation in the Algerian Economic Cultural Week here in Washington, D.C., and I wish you good luck on what's sure to be a fantastic week. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Whitman. At this time, I would like to invite His Excellency Ambassador to the United States, Ambassador Majid Bouguera.
Thank you, Ismail. Honorable Minister Said Jalab, Honorable Sarah Kemp, Acting Undersecretary for Commerce, Ambassador Jean Polachik, Mr. Mamadou Samba, representative of the Honorable Mayor of Washington, D.C., Mr. Whitman, Chairman of the US ABC, Dr. Ismail Shikoun, President and CEO of the US ABC, members of the Algerian delegation, dear compatriots, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all at this ceremony for the opening of the Algeria Economic and Cultural Week in Washington, D.C. It is indeed a historic event, since it's the first time ever that the Algerian Embassy, together with the US Algeria Business Council and the many Algerian partners present here today, and whom I salute, are organizing such a week to showcase Algeria and give the opportunity to our American friends to have a deeper glimpse at the largest country in Africa and one of the oldest friends of the United States, since our two countries signed their Treaty of Peace and Amity on the 5th of September 1795. That's more than 227 years today. Through this event and the multiple exhibits present here, you will see that Algeria has a lot more to offer than just oil and gas, and that the new economic strategy based on diversification decided by Algeria under the leadership of President Abdelaziz Bouteflika is well underway and is giving good results. Through the exhibition of industrial and agricultural products, food and cosmetic products, electronics, appliances, artwork and crafts, you will discover many unknown aspects of Algeria. You will also discover a country whose beautiful and diverse landscape is worthy of a visit. I must add that during this week, you will be enchanted by the richness of the Algerian culture through the performances of the ballet and musical groups. These performances will be going on during this week, with the exception of tomorrow, the 9/11, out of respect, friendship, and solidarity with our American friends, who will be commemorating tomorrow the 17th anniversary of the horrible 9/11 terrorist attacks. Before concluding, I wishing you all that you will enjoy your immersion into the Algerian culture and environment. I would like to thank the Ronald Reagan for their assistance and for partnering with us so diligently in order to bring this event to fruition. Thank you again for being with us, and I hope while you are with us it won't rain. Even if in Algeria we say that the rains are good omen, let it be for this event and for the relations between Algeria and the United States. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Mamadou Samba, and I'm the director of the Mayor's Office on African Affairs. And on behalf of Mayor Mio Bowes, I'd like to thank the Embassy of Algeria to the United States for inviting us to take part of this wonderful event. The Mayor's Office on African Affairs is tasked with making sure that the district African community gets access to all of the services and resources that our great mayor has initiated for the District of Columbia. And so the Algerian community is a great part of that. And I'm very honored to be here with my Deputy Director, Mr. Ali Kaba, to represent the mayor for this event. I'd like to thank Mr. Ambassador Bouguera for this wonderful opportunity. And I'm also very delighted to meet the Minister of Commerce, Mr. Dejela, the Minister of Trade this morning, Mr. Dejela from Algeria. I often say I'm from Senegal, but today I'm from Algeria, because this month, our mayor has proclaimed September as African Heritage Month. And throughout the whole month, we celebrate African heritage, African history, and our diversity and how we contribute to the socio-economic fabric of the city of Washington, D.C. And Algeria Week is a perfect opportunity to lead us into this month, because we want to make sure that the Algerian community, the richness of the community, the diversity also highlighted. And so for this occasion, the mayor has also proclaimed September 10th to the 13th as Algeria Week in the District of Columbia, which we will gladly present to the Excellency this afternoon. But I just wanted to make sure that we take the time to come this morning to show support for the Algerian community and for the African community overall. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mamadou Samba. At this time, I would like to invite, and I'm sure that most of the exhibitors here from Algeria, they know her. I would like at this time to invite the previous US ambassador in Algeria, and she did a great job there in Algeria, and she is now the acting Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary of State, Ambassador John Polachik.
Pour nos amis algériens, marhaba bikoum. Je suis ravie de vous voir ici à Washington, vraiment. Your Excellency, Minister Jalab, Ambassador, distinguished guests, it is my great pleasure to be here today for the opening of the first ever Algeria Week in Washington, D.C. After having had the honor of hosting similar U.S. events in Algeria, including A Taste of America and countless trade delegations, it's wonderful to be able to participate in a celebration of the ties between our countries on this side of the Atlantic. I'm grateful to the sponsors, the Embassy of Algeria and the US Algeria Business Council, for inviting me to join this remarkable event, which will help strengthen our country's economic and cultural ties. The US-Algeria relationship has been growing in scope and scale. Of course, the foundation of a truly strong bilateral relationship is a vibrant economic relationship developed through free, fair, and reciprocal trade. This is something the US government has set as a top priority. For this reason, we enthusiastically support all efforts to increase the space for bilateral trade and cooperation between the United States and Algeria. The core of any bilateral trade relationship is a rich, deep network of business relationships. Initiatives such as Algeria Week help to solidify existing trade networks and forge new ones as entrepreneurs interact and discover new investment opportunities. Algeria and the United States have long cooperated in the energy field, but our partnerships today are much broader. From pharmaceuticals to infrastructure, from agriculture to automobiles, we are expanding our business-to-business ties with each passing year. Indeed, our colleagues at the US Embassy and our Algerian friends can now enjoy Pizza Hut's finest pizzas in Algiers. And we hope that franchise's arrival this year is just the first of many new American businesses to arrive in Algeria. This is just one example of the vast potential for cooperation and commerce between our two nations. The United States believes that the power of the private sector holds the key to sustainable economic growth. And for that reason, I'm so glad to see so many friends from the private sector here. However, our governments also have a role to play. To expand bilateral trade and advance our people's mutual prosperity, our governments maintain talks under the Trade and Investment Framework Agreement, or TIFA. These annual talks allow our governments to explore means of expanding our commercial relationship and removing barriers to trade. We look forward to hosting the minister's colleagues on October 2nd for our 6th round of TIFA talks. We also cooperate through U.S. initiatives such as the Department of Commerce's Commercial Law Development Program and the Middle East Partnership Initiative, which aim to attract new investment to Algeria by improving the business climate and supporting emerging Algerian entrepreneurs. From greater economic interconnectedness comes increased cultural exchange. Indeed, one of the most positive aspects of a growing trade relationship is increased opportunity to share our culture and values with one another. Algeria has a rich, diverse cultural heritage to share with our country. In this vein, Algeria Week provides a much-needed forum for cultural exchange and discovery between our two countries. I'm delighted that people here in Washington will get the chance to know better a culture and a people that I came to deeply appreciate during my 3 years in Algeria. The food, the music, the art, the history, the dance, the literature, and of course, the people, all are amazingly diverse and incredibly special. We note with pride the warm and friendly ties that Algeria maintains with the town of El Kader, Iowa, named after the famous Algerian Emir Abdul Qadir. Algerian officials regularly visit their friends in Iowa, and a delegation of Iowans from El Kader is here in Washington for Algeria Week as well. Once more, I'd like to congratulate the Algerian Embassy and the US Algeria Business Council for hosting this innovative event, which brings our nations closer together. I hope it will be the first of many to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador Polashek. At this time, I would like to invite the Acting Undersecretary of Commerce, Mrs. Sarah Kemp.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you, Ambassador and Minister, for being here at today's historic event. We are thankful that Algeria has turned to the United States in its effort to diversify its trading partners. Our countries, as the Ambassador mentioned, have a long diplomatic history, dating back to America's birth, when Algeria was among the first countries to recognize the United States as an independent nation in 1795. We hope that today's event will begin another renewed chapter in long-standing relationship and friendship, a chapter wherein the potential of increased bilateral trade will be fully realized. Thank you to the United States Algeria Business Council for organizing this event, and thank you to the dozens of Algerian businesses who traveled so far to create these new ties with American companies. We appreciate the enormous planning effort needed to carry out Algeria's first ever trade promotion event on this scale in America. Congratulations to all who made this happen and to all who will participate. While the Algerian Ministry of Trade is here to help Algerian exporters find new markets in the United States, the U.S. Commercial Service is here to help American companies tap new markets in Algeria. And I'd like to introduce Michelle Smith, who is going to be the Secretary of Commerce's representative in Algeria next summer. For many years, Algeria has been a leader among African nations in terms of economic development. Algeria's leadership position on the African continent makes it a potential gateway to multiple markets in the region. For the U.S. companies here that leave this event interested in exploring Algeria and Africa markets more broadly, we urge you to contact the Commercial Service for assistance in gathering market intelligence and in finding and selecting partners. We're particularly interested in finding ways to support Algeria's efforts to promote economic diversification by growing value-added services like agribusiness, renewable energy, digital services, and downstream energy. Our companies have significant technological resources and know-how to bring to the table in these areas. In addition, U.S. companies bring not only top-notch technology, products, and services, but also world-class standards in business management, social responsibility, technology, local skills development, and best practices wherever they operate. The ripple effect supports local economic development and new opportunities on both sides of the oceans. We believe that creating a conducive environment for U.S. companies also creates a better environment for Algerian businesses and entrepreneurs to flourish. So on behalf of Secretary Ross and the Department of Commerce, I wish everyone here success in their search for trading partners at Algeria Week, so that this event will be the first in a series of bilateral trade promotion events in our futures. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Karen. At this time, I would like to, and please join me to welcome here on the podium our guest of honor came all the way from Algeria and who was behind to set up all this trade show here. His Excellency Minister Said Jalab.
السلام عليكم.
Good morning.
مرحبا بضيوفنا الكرام.
Welcome to our guests.
لي عظم الشرف أن أحضر معكم اليوم ولأول مرة فعاليات الأسبوع الاقتصادي والثقافي الجزائري بواشنطن.
I'm deeply honored to be with you today and to attend for the very first time the Algeria's Economic and Cultural Week in Washington, D.C.
والذي نريده فرصة لبعث وتنشيط العلاقات الاقتصادية بين الجزائر والولايات المتحدة الأمريكية.
This greatly important event will be an opportunity to enhance the economic relations between Algeria and the United States.
يشارك في هذه التظاهرة مجموعة من رجال الأعمال يعتبرون رواد في مجالات الصناعة والزراعة.
The business leaders and exhibitors attending this event are representatives from the agricultural sector and industrial.
أتوا لاستشراف السوق الأمريكية انطلاقا من واشنطن والبحث عن شركاء بغية تسويق منتجاتهم وإقامة مشاريع استثمارية مشتركة في الجزائر.
These companies came to Washington to explore the U.S. market, starting from Washington, D.C., pouring for new partners to market their products and launch investment projects back in Algeria.
وبدون طلاء نعلن عن الافتتاح الرسمي للفعاليات الأسبوع الاقتصادي والثقافي وندعوكم لزيارة هذا المعرض.
Without undue delay, I declare the official opening of the Algeria's Economic and Cultural Week and invite you to visit the exhibition.
Welcome to Exhibition of Algeria.
Manager group, General. We product forest, which floor, the pork and wood. Algeria is the third country in the world who has lot of quality of pork. And good, very good quality. The curve is delivered only in 5 or 6 countries in the world.
I had no idea. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Well done. Congratulations to you. Have some.
Thank you very much.
cheval de bataille, c'est de travailler sur des rapports, de meilleurs rapports qualité. Et en Algérie, on a pu avoir ce challenge. Et là, non seulement les jeunes, il y a d'autres pays africains, on est déjà vraiment en fonction de c'est nous qui faisons tout. On fait la transformation de rôle, la transformation de plastique, l'injection de mousse, l'injection de plastique.
Where are you exporting?
Ça va, je suis le fondateur de la premier fabricant de panneaux solaires dans la nous sommes dans 12 pays. Nous sommes une société régionale. On a beaucoup de gens la plupart sont africains, on ouvre le marché de l'Afrique. Donc en termes de production d'électricité, avec des nouveaux gaz, R32. It looks the same as a normal aircon, but the gas inside is a new one. It's called R32, and it has 10 times less impact on the environment than the oil. Outside Japan and China, Algeria is the third country who makes this.
Well done. I thank you.
He speaks very well English.
The future generations thank you. The whole community thanks you.
There are some sweets, Algerian sweets for you. This is traditional sweet made of honey and.
Wow, thank you. Merci.
We are based, we have 4 factories, 4 plants.
All over Algeria?
The main factory is in Algiers, but we have 3 big factories in Sept. It's around 300 kilometers from Algiers.
Okay.
We produce totally now raw material. We succeed to produce our own tissue paper. We have company names Warak. Warak means tissue. Yes, we produce different kinds of tissue for hygienic use.
And what is it made from?
It's made from fiber, and we import fibers from Brazil and North Europe, and we import also for diapers our pulp from US diapers, cotton products, all hygienic, all the family, feminine care, and we also convert. We have our own brands products for all the needs for family, towels, fashion, toilet paper.
In Algeria we use it by tomato almost and beef and
Which is the best seller in America?
no, we didn't start, but
not
in
yet.
America,
But it was.
yeah. So we have and this is for country.
Yes. This is the one I'll get at Costco.
That's right.
Traditionnel, moderne, le tapis léger, le tapis haut. On essaie de répondre au maximum à la demande. Voilà. Voilà, on a commencé. Voilà, on a
Works of art. These are all beautiful work of art. Should be in the museum. Et combien de pays est-ce que tu exportais?
Momentanément,
Oh, so we can start. Starting today. Starting today.
Okay.
Allez, merci. Allez, bon courage. Push bit automatic.
Oh, you are very talented. Natural. Tous les colors in it. That's extraordinary. I had no idea nature had so many vibrant colors. And you have many.
كلات ديجا كلات already كلات ديجا كلات كي اوكي
Oh, that's the painting part.
maybe inside
Some of the painting.
expliquer também
Is it not like this?
Like the Arab more style. It's not a perfect special. It's like the floor of the
لا تexpliquer.
On a exporté deux fois, en 2009 et en 2011. On était exposant à Paris et le société américaine a acheté ce type de... Ça c'est une innovation.
C'est nouveau.
Yeah. Ils font la carrosserie automobile.
The car modifications, that's very big here. Very big. Everybody wants to modify their car.
Thank you.
The micro industry, just the last one here. Of the machine quality. License plates and
La chaîne Algeria, on est spécialisé dans le domaine de la quincaillerie, hardware and the tools, and also we produce for cars. We're looking for partners like Walmart or Costco, maybe.
Why not? They're going to come and visit you this, during these days. We're invited. Yes. We finish with the space. So here is another company called Flash. It's currently working here. And then here, exactly the same. They have the Pardon, sorry? No, this is what they're going to do.
Best chipler. Chipler of DuPont in Spain. Yeah. And we are exporting our product to more than 30 countries worldwide, in the 5 continents. And we start to sell here in State this year.
Yay! Very happy to hear that.
And
And who are you selling to?
here in the state, we're in contact with Frutarom,
Yes.
Famarco,
Yeah.
also in IFT Chicago, and we will participate in next November in Las Vegas also. Exactly.
Oh, good.
So we are actually in Algerian, like a family-owned business in Algeria. So we're based in the west of Algeria, and we're specialized in making pasta, couscous, and of course breakfast cereals. So as you can see in here, we have different type of pasta and different size for couscous. And the breakfast cereal is actually divided in 2 types. You have this one that we actually can have, like we can even eat it as a snack. We don't even need milk for it. And then of course we have the classic one that can be either in honey or chocolate. And then if we were from the east, we would go for this, like the smaller, the thin one. And it really depends. So I like the meat. And for the
This one is 16 wine. I'd like to start Fabrice to present the Nice to meet you. Oui, enchanté. We can make you taste some wine.
Sure.
Donc on a white wine.
White wine, whichever you prefer.
On fait goûter le vin blanc d'abord.
And where are the wines?
It's those wines are from just near Oran. You know, it's the west of Algeria. Monsieur?
No, thank you. It's just empty.
No, I'm fine.
He's going to try for now. He's going to try.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is this called?
It's a Kutulia, white wine from Algeria. Grapes are local grapes. They come from France. Yes, very nice.
Not right now, but you guys should connect. He will be taking up the assignment next summer. So he's going to be helping U.S. companies get into the market. He's got a big dairy project. Yes, kind of like what we did in Ukraine. Oh my gosh.
Alright, well, we're gonna head out.
Ciao, ciao.
Sure, and then let's try to watch like one of the
Yes, hi, good morning. Minister Said Jalab, Minister of Commerce of the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. Welcome to Washington. Tell us about the Algeria Economic and Cultural Week in Washington and what you hope to achieve.
كانت اليوم حصل لنا الشرف العظيم باش نفتحوا المعرض المخصص للمنتجات الجزائرية بواشنطن مع حضور مسؤولين من الوزارة الأمريكية وكذلك معالي السفير الجزائر بواشنطن ورئيس كذلك المجلس الأمريكي الجزائري للأعمال. هذه فرصة للجزائر والولايات المتحدة الأمريكية حتى نتعاون في تعميق والعلاقات الاقتصادية بين البلدين، وهي كذلك فرصة للمتعاملين الاقتصاديين. جينا إلى واشنطن مع 50 متعامل اقتصادي في جميع المجالات، من الإلكترونيك، المواد الغذائية، المواد الفلاحية، المواد الميكانيكية، كل هذه المنتوجات حتى نكشف للمتعاملين الاقتصاديين وخاصة الموزعين الكبار في السوق الأمريكية مدى تنوع المنتوجات الجزائرية والتنافسية اللي عندها المنتوجات الجزائرية. الآن يكون فيه علاقات بين المتعاملين الاقتصاديين أمريكيين وجزائريين، وتكون إن شاء الله بين المتعاملين شراكة للولوج ودخول السوق الأمريكية.
Wonderful. We'll have Ambassador Bulgaria translate for us. Ambassador to the United States, a very great friend of the American people, Ambassador Majid, Bulgaria.
Thank you, Gabriel. I think the minister was trying to say that this is the first time that the Algerian Business Committee is here to showcase Algeria and to show that to the American business communities that Algeria does not have only oil and gas, but it does have so many other products which...
I'm so impressed. We talk about electronics at the highest level.
Absolutely. And I think it's important for the American Business Committee to know that and to see that by themselves. We have been going on for the last 6 to 7 years onto the path of a new economic strategy, that of diversifying the economy, diversifying the exports. Algeria was known just to export oil and gas, but these years we are trying to go to foreign markets and show that we are also producing some other products of high quality.
Ambassador, I noticed Condor had an air conditioning unit that's only produced elsewhere in Japan. It has the best...
Absolutely, I think it's only in Japan, and it's probably the most environmental friendly ever. And this is new, I guess, even for the Americans. And he's here to show his products with the hope that he might find some business here and he might enter into the American market. That's what we wish for him. I know that in the past we have been sending trade missions either here or to Algeria, but now has come for the Algerian business community to come here with its own products, show them, and try to convince their American counterparts that there is way of doing business, always in a win-win situation. And of course, we are expecting them to come at the end of October to Algeria to visit the sites, the plants where those products are produced, and see by themselves the quality of those products. And hopefully that we will, through the embassy, through the US Algeria Business Council, through the efforts of the Ministry of Commerce, enhance and strengthen those trade and economic relations between our two countries.
Ambassador, outstanding. And is there, before we go to a very good friend, Dr. Shikoon, who's been instrumental in this project of getting the expo going, is there any message to the folks in the DC Metro Virginia area as to why they should come out this afternoon and tomorrow to this event?
I think it's important for our friends within the DC community to know that Algeria is the largest country in Africa. Algeria has a long history of friendly ties with the United States. And by the way, we have signed our Treaty of Amity and Peace on the 5th of September, 1795.
1795, that's a long time.
That's more than 227 years. So Algeria is one of the oldest friends of the United States. Please come and see that Algeria has gone a long way in diversifying its economy. Algeria, who has been known in the past as just an oil and gas producer, is today producing many other products of high quality. Just come and see by yourselves. And it's not only that aspect of Algeria, they will also see the richness of the handcraft, of the music, of the ballet, of the dances of Algeria, and I'm sure that they will love them, and they will probably one day decide to come to Algeria as yourself, visit Algeria and live with Algerians for a few days there.
I can say that Algeria is a wonderful country and they love the United States, and the folks were very warm. Ambassador, thank you so very much. Minister of Commerce, thank you so very much. Before we leave, let's say a word to Brother Shikoon. Just any final words, Dr. Shikoon?
No, just to thank the Minister and the Ambassador Bouguera who gave us this opportunity. They were the supporters. The idea came from them, from the Minister of Commerce in Algeria and from the US Algerian Ambassador here in the US, to set up this Algeria Week here in Washington. First ever event between the US and Algeria, and we're happy really that we have that support, and today, as you see, and we wish a lot of success for this show that will increase really the trade between the two countries.
Thank you so very much. God bless you.
My name is Ibrahim, and I represent the group in Hamadi. We are a large industrial group in Algeria, and we produce all kinds of pasta. Probably couscous is our specialty. It comes from Algeria, and we have all kinds of products. Like we have semolina here, and we have spaghettis, and we have all the pasta here. And we are trying to get to the American market here, and we are participating in this event.
Hi, how are you?
Fine.
So you guys, if you can just please let me know, what's your name, please?
Munir Boudra.
And what's your name, please?
Mishri Camelia.
What's the name of your company?
Citifis Bottling Company.
Okay, and can you please explain to me the products that you have on your display right now?
Nous, on est producteurs de boissons en général. On est spécialiste dans les jus et dans les boissons gazeuses. Et nous sommes domiciliés dans une ville qui s'appelle Sétif en Algérie.
The company is for it's juice and a juice company, and it's based in Sétif in Algeria. They are based only in fruits, juices, and drinks. And why? Another question: why do you think you want to sell your product in the US? How important is that?
Vous savez, le marché américain, c'est le plus grand marché du monde. Et donc nous sommes ici dans le but de trouver des distributeurs américains pour nos produits. Ça nous intéresse beaucoup d'essayer de trouver des parts de marché aux États-Unis et à travers les États-Unis, pourquoi pas dans les autres pays de l'Amérique du Nord et de l'Amérique latine aussi.
The importance of selling this product in the U.S. in the U.S. market is because the U.S. is considered as the biggest market for a lot of industries, and such drinks and juices are very important in this industry. So they're aiming to let other buyers to know more about this kind of drinks, and why not to expand it more in North America and other parts of America. So that's why they are here, and they are aiming to expand more and let other people know a lot about it and have a good entrepreneurship with them. His name is Kamish Zohair, and he is the owner or the manager of Ifri Olives, which is a company that specializes only in olive oil. قل لي وش هم les produits اللي راكم حاطين؟
Donc on a avec nous l'huile d'olive vierge et l'huile d'olive extra vierge.
Okay, they are specializing in virgin olive oil, and they have two kinds of bottles. They have this bottle, which is mostly made of glass, and they have this kind of container. So these are the two products that they are selling for the olive oil. Et pourquoi tu penses que les produits تاعكم هنا c'est important باش يكونوا في الأمريكا؟ واش راح نديروا بها؟
Donc comme on est dans l'agriculture biologique, donc on est dans l'agriculture naturelle, donc
They are specializing in a very natural olive oil, and they are aiming to let other people know more about this product, and also enforce the natural or the organic olive oil into the market, which they think it's very important to let the other U.S. markets know more about it.
My name is Sherifi Idir. La compagnie تاعي c'est Earl Sherifi Food Company. هنايا عندنا toute une variété تاع الزيتون. Alors il y a plusieurs produits هنايا avec plusieurs conditions.
His name is Idir Sherifi, and he is the owner and the manager of Earl Sherifi, which is specializing in olives for all kinds, and the samples that he's having right now here in display are some of the olive oil that he's working on in Algeria.
My name is Dr. Amina Mitiji, and then I work for the group Mitiji. Our brand is Safina, and we are specialized in making pasta and breakfast cereal and couscous. So what we would like to do and accomplish today is to have international trading with the US. So we would like to export our product in here, and we actually try always to have the best product. So all our product is international quality product. So yeah. So what we have, can I show you?
Yes.
So we actually have the couscous. We have different sizes of couscous, and it can go from the big size, medium size, and a thin one. And then of course, we have the different type of pasta, going from the spaghetti to fusilli and the penne and all the type of pasta that we can find. And our breakfast cereal can be divided into different categories. We have the filled breakfast cereals that can even eaten without milk. And then we have the normal one that we usually see that we ate in the morning. And one of our interesting projects is to actually start making gluten-free pasta. So we do have that product that will launch in actually a week. So it's made with rice flour and corn flour. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
My name is Zohair Bourayou. I'm from Algeria, and I'm a representative of the Raja Food Company. We make tuna and sardines, canned tuna and sardines.
Zohair, quickly please, let me know explain to me the products that they are in display right here.
We make a different range of tuna and sardines, since the 65 grams until 2 kilos. We don't have it here for catering, and we make with tomato, natural, and olive oil.
Great. And my next question is, why do you think that this kind of Algerian product is very important to be in the U.S. market? What are you aiming for?
Yeah, because it's Mediterranean product, and also we want to business with USA. And I think that our products will be, if it will be available, it will be very good business for both.
My name is Rida Mohammed, and I am the representative of this our product in this exhibition.
Great. Can you please tell me, can you explain to me a little bit what are the kind of products that you are having in display?
Well, obviously, we're selling juice here, and we have other products like energy drinks and multi-drinks. We have a lot of, how would I say, a lot of flavors and a lot of different, packs and everything. And we're trying to maybe bring it to America if we could.
So quickly, tell me, you said these are some energy drinks. Yeah. So you are making Algerian energy drinks?
Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing.
Great, and you have them in different bottles. You have the big ones, you have the medium ones, and you have the little can ones.
Actually, energy drinks, we only have them in these small bottles, but like normal juice with different flavors, we have it in a lot of different bottles.
So Mohammed, tell me, why do you think it's important to bring such products to the U.S. market?
Well, so far we had a lot of people that tasted our products and they found it really good, and we want it to be as successful as it is in Algeria.
So Mr. Abdel Karim Mohous is the manager or the representative of Anrat company, which is specializing in making all this traditional products that we use them in Algeria for decoration. And my next question, can you please explain to me a little bit about the products that you have in?
لا سيراميك معمولة يدويا elle est faite à la main donc que ce soit la forme de la pièce ou la décoration elle est décorée en oxyde et aux émaux et de l'or. Voilà.
All the products that you are seeing right here is handmade. These are ceramic handmade. We use them for decoration mostly, and there is so many products that you can use as one of them is gold. Et pourquoi tu penses que تبيع هاد les produits c'est important pour le marché américain?
Oui, comme on voit les États-Unis, c'est un grand marché, donc j'envisage que j'aurai une opportunité de promouvoir les produits. Donc j'en suis certain que c'est un produit de qualité qui pourra, Inch'Allah, avoir sa place au marché américain.
Mr. Abdel Karim thinks that his products are very valued and high quality that deserves to be known in the U.S. market, and why not letting the U.S. companies know more about his products and starting some Algerian-U.S. trade relations. Thank you so much and good luck. Please, what's your name?
Samir Mikawi.
And Mr. Samir, what's your? Can you explain to me? You are the manager or the representative of which country, which company?
أنا مسؤول تصدير لشركة مخابر فينيس. نحن هنا من أجل إظهار علامتنا هنا في الجزائر في الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية، ونحن هنا من أجل إظهار مكانتنا والجودة وعلاقة الجودة والسعر المتميزة بها شركة مخابر فينيس التي هي الرائدة في الجزائر.
Mr. Samir is the representative of Venus Laboratories, and he is here to show us today some of the good quality cosmetics that he thinks that they are really great in terms of the price and the value of these products, and that's why he's here. Can you please explain to me a little bit? Show me a little bit about this. Talk to me about this product.
عندنا هنا ثلاث trois gammes. عندنا هنا شامبون.
So we have three categories. 1, 2, 3. The first one is shampoo.
All dipped. And عندنا shower gel.
And then shower gel.
Shower gel for men and women. And like a baby. Shampoo for baby.
And a baby shampoo.
Shampoo for baby. And هذه la gamme Viderm. La gamme Viderm c'est tout ce qui إظهار for skin and care for skin.
So this is some skincare masks. Okay, and this one is for the face and body. Okay.
My name is Marwan Talmat. I'm in
in charge of product department in company, Algerian brand company, which is Iris, and company name is Earl Satirics.
Great. Can you please briefly explain to me some of the electronics that you have right here?
Sure. Just briefly our company. We started this business in 2004. We start with, as you can see, with TVs business. We are doing not only TVs, we do even mobile phone, home appliances, cooking, built-in, and all what is related to electronic and everything.
Can you talk a little bit about these huge TVs that you have right here? These are Algerian products?
This is an Algerian product. We are doing made in Algeria. We have our latest, it is Android TV, which is the first one in Africa and the first one in Algeria also. And this is OLED, which is less than 3 millimeter thickness, and it has JBL sound bar. So in terms of TV, we are number one in our market.
So you are number one in the Algerian markets. And how is the what do you think, like displaying this kind of products in such an event? What's the importance of selling your products into the U.S. market?
As you know, is always thinking to extend the market, extend my brand awareness also. Not only combined it's just local market, which is Algerian or African or just European. Today is a new opportunity for us to enter the local market. As you can see, we are doing US standard market. There's such big screens, big fridge also, and even mobile phone.
So you are following the US standards in terms of making all this electronics.
We are following just not only US standards. So we have from like common global standard like 32 inch. We have even 100 inch with 8K. So it depends on the purpose, depends on the usage and the market also.
His name is Saleh Haj Isa. And Saleh, قل لي وش هو الخدمة تاعك؟ مانجر تاعك وشنو؟
ممثل شركة تابيدور.
So Mr. Isa is the representative of the company, the Algerian company called Tapidor. If we want to interpret this word, means the gold or the golden carpet. My next question is why? So can you please quickly explain to me the carpets that you have here in display? اشرح لي شوية.
هناك هذا النوع من الكاربت فيه الأكريليك وفيه هنا هذا في الهيدسيت. الهيدسيت هي في نوعية الخيط. Exact.
These two carpets, there is a little difference between this one and this one. Is just he's explaining in the course or the products that they are making the carpet. This is more of a thicker carpet, and this is more of a softer carpet.
لا هناك عدة مقاسات في 2x3 أو متر و60 على 32. هناك كثير من المقاسات مثل هذه نوعية هذه كاع نوعيات السجاد.
Mr. Isa is explaining to me that he has so many products and they are coming into different sizes. As you can see here, this is more of a bigger one, this is more of a smaller one, and also we have these little things that you can just use them in the front of the door. So it seems that the Algerian carpet is very rich, and in terms of the quality and in terms of the designs, as you can see in here, and also in terms of the quality of the product used in this, making this little carpet. علاش tu penses que c'est important les produits تاع تابيدور يكونوا هنا في المملكة؟
نعم، هو احنا هدف الشركة هي بداية تصدير. احنا نصدر إلى إفريقيا، وبدأنا حاليا 2 أو 3 دول في أوروبا، ولما لا في الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية أو قارة كل الجانب الأمريكي.
Tapidor company is already exporting so many products to Africa and also to 2 countries in Europe. So their aim to be here is to let the US companies know more about the Algerian carpets Tapidor, and why not to have more business exchange between the Algerian and the US relations.
My name is Baba Fers.
Okay, Mr. Baba Faris, what's your explain to me the name of your company?
My company is her name is Inotis. I produce the raw material for no-wovens and no-woven material. The raw material for no-wovens I sell for the customers, and the customers are converting this raw material for cleaning, for medical, for wet wipes, for drops, for medical, every finished product.
All right, thank you. So I see here that these are your clients over here.
Yeah.
Do you have an American client?
Yes, I have an American client is PGI. PGI, we have every company in the world, in Europe, in China, in Asia, and I sell in the past. I sell for PGI the raw material.
So since you have some U.S. clients, do you think that the Algerian-U.S. relations are really increasing in terms of business and trade?
The business of trade, the business of trade. I come here for development. I have new development for raw material, for ecological raw material.
C'est Moussaoui Industry.
We have here Mr. Bilal Moussaoui, and he is the owner of Moussaoui construction company in Algeria. Can you explain to me a little bit some of these products that you have in here? اشرح لي شوية les produits اللي عندك.
هذه ماكينات في قطع الحديد للصناعة، في السيارات، في صناعة في أشكال الحديد.
So this machine right here, it's a machine to cut the metal for cars and construction.
هذه ماكينات لف الحديد البناء، لف حديد للصناعة اليدوية والصناعة الميكانيكية.
This machine right here is made to make any kind of metal shapes for any construction or car industry. Okay.
هذه ماكينات قطع الحديد لصناعة الأشكال اليدوية.
Okay.
كراسي أشكال الكراسي، أشكال صناعات باش يعملوا فيها في الخرزانة.
This machine right here is made to cut some metal to use it for handmade products. Mr. Moussaoui, قل لي وعلاش تي بونس باللي لي برودوي هادو اللي عندك هنا سي امبورطون باش يكونوا في الامريكان؟ علاش حاب تكون انت هنايا؟
شفنا بلي فيه طلب في اوروبا، بالاختصاصيين قالنا فيه طلب كثير. الامريكان يعملوا الاشكال اليدويه، يعملوا فيه البريكولاج، في الماكينات في البريكولاج.
وعندك انت عندك لي كليون في لي زوتر بيي؟
عندنا في فرنسا، في افريقيا، عندنا في الدول العربيه.
So Mr. Moussaoui has a lot of clients in Europe, Africa, and other Arabic countries, and he thinks that bringing such products into the U.S. market is very important because the Americans, they need such machines to make so many shapes for chairs, tables, cars, and construction. Merci beaucoup.
شكرا.
Monsieur Mustafa, مرحبا بك.
الله يسلمك، مرحبا بكم تاني انتم عندنا. مرحبا.
Okay, وش هي اسم الكومباني تاعك؟
C'est une association artisanale des femmes. Ça s'appelle Azda.
The name of the company is Azda, and it's for female handmade stuff like carpets. So, Barklinsa. So only all these products is only that are made by women. So there is no man in this industry. اشرح لي شوية لي برودوي اللي عندك.
On a des tapis traditionnels de la région du Gartaya, du Vallée d'Imzab, Gartaya, et ils sont faits par des femmes. Je vous donne un tout petit régime. Avant les femmes, quand ils voient un tapis, ils connaissent la femme, elle est triste ou heureuse. C'est une façon d'exprimer la joie ou la tristesse de la femme.
So these products are from the south of Algeria, and it's only made by women. He's telling me right now a really good story that these carpets, when a woman made this kind of carpets, you can tell if a woman she's happy or she is sad. That's the way that you can know. So these are made out of so much emotion. Why do you think that being in the U.S. it's a good opportunity? It's a good opportunity for you to be here. Pourquoi tu penses que تكون هنا في المارشي تاع الامريكان حاجه مليحه بالنسبه لك؟
Oui, حاجه مليحه بالنسبه ليا parce que j'ai fait des expositions un peu partout. J'ai remarqué que les Américains aiment beaucoup ces tapis, aiment beaucoup le produit artisanal. Des expositions à l'étranger? Américaine, c'est la première fois. Mais j'ai fait, par exemple, en Algérie, j'ai fait chaque fois des expositions à l'ambassade des États-Unis en Algérie. Voilà.
So the gentleman here thinks that being in the U.S. market is very important, especially that most of his products, if it's not only all, are made only by women, and Americans, they love such things, and it's such a great thing to present the Algerian culture. مرحبا بك مسيو خير الدين، قل لي اسمك ولا اسمت على كومباني.
زموني خير الدين، شركة صوفي كلي. الشركة متخصصة في صناعة الخردوات، اليدات، هاندل دورز اند هاردويرز، وننتج كذلك لوحات الترقيم.
We have here with us Mr. Khairuddin Zamour, and he is the representative of Sophie Klee company, which is specializing in making license plates and what else? License plates? Hardwares here for some door locks, and here some there's a
les caractères pour les plaques d'immatriculation.
Okay, and also the numbers of the characters for license plates. Tell me, why do you think it's very important to be in the U.S., an Algerian U.S. Event today, and what are you aiming to build in terms of the U.S. industry?
السوق الأمريكية هي سوق مفتوحة يعني، وكل واحد يقدر يدخلها إذا كانت عنده إذا كان عنده منتوج يعني إذا عنده قيمة. وحنايا ماذا بينا on veut être partenaire pour les grands distributeurs de produits de quincaillerie ici à l'image de Walmart, Costco.
Mr. Khairuddin thinks that being in this event is really important today, especially that the U.S. market is an open market, and he is trying to expose his products, and why not to collaborate with the U.S. car companies and other companies like Walmart and
Costco and Canadian Tire, for example, les Canada ou شمال أمريكا.
And also, why not for in Canada and North Africa, you said? North America and Canada. Okay, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I'm Fabrice Sauter, and I'm presenting you all the wine from Algeria, from the society Grand Cru de l'Ouest.
Okay, can you please quickly maybe do a little explanation for the wine that you have?
Yes, we have one white wine. One of the most famous wine in Algeria is Koutoubia in white, and we have a grey, a pink wine who come from Sahara, you know. And after we have Mondiran, Koutoubia, rice, and Saint Augustin, and Cuvée Tlemcen. All them are from the west of Algeria with GCO. The owner of GSO is Rachid Amamouche. Since 10 years, he's going to make a new wine of Algeria. So it's a private owner. We have perhaps 5,000 fella who give us, who sell us the grapes, and after we make the wine with a good technology to keep good wine only with fruit. No wood, but a strong wine like we can do in Algeria. Wow, good.
That's good. So all the wine that you have right now is typical, is like 100% Algerian product?
It's only Algerian wine. I'm French, but I'm presenting wine from Algeria because it's very important for Algeria to become good wine for here in USA, but in all the world. We're selling wine in Algeria, in France, in Belgium, in Canada, and next in USA.
So quickly, why do you think that selling Algerian wine is important to be into the US market?
Because here we have the buyer, you know, the final customer. You know, each people who come here, they like Algerian wine. They discover wine, they are very curious, and they say, yes, it's good wine. So, but we have no distribution in USA now, and we come here to find distribution, because we have the final customer, we have the restaurant. This morning I have meet 3 restaurants who want to take wine, to buy wine, but no, we have not distribution yet. But we are here to find that.
So the gentleman here thinks that selling you Algerian wine is very important to be here in the US, and he was trying this morning, he was passing by some restaurants and trying to tell them more about the Algerian wine. because they don't have any customers, and right now by being in this event they've created some good and new customers, and they think that this will be a great opportunity to sell more Algerian wine.
Yes, it's very important because wine was always the good thing with gastronomy. So when you eat something, you must drink something who's going to be good with that. All the people have to discover wine from Algeria, and when they try it, they love it.
Thank you so much. I wish you good luck.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, and you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Your names, gentlemen, please.
Benbrika Guider. And my name is Sofiane Izwin.
And you are representing?
We represent the Visa to Travel. It's an Algerian private company to develop the tourism in Algeria.
That's great. Tell me a little bit, why do you think that being in this Algerian US event is very important? What's your aim? What's the goal behind being in here?
That's for us. It's very important, to come to the United States and to contact the tour operators, American tour operators, in order to bring them to Algeria, because we have many things, beautiful things, in tourism, in the desert of Algeria and the north also, and as we are doing with other countries, from essentially from Europe and Asia, and we would like to develop this relation and with the Americans, and I think. It will be very important for Algeria and even for Americans to know more things about Algeria.
Do you think that Algeria is such a great country in terms of tourism that it's really worth it for other Americans to come and visit? Because, a lot of Americans would love to go and discover places. So what's the deal with Algeria?
Yes, we found it not normal that a country as Algeria, who is the biggest country in Africa and in the Mediterranean area and also in the Arab world, and with such a big potential for tourism, with a big Sahara and more than 1,500 kilometers of coastline, and we have a beautiful touristic site. We have 7 World Heritage in Algeria, and we have that's the material World Heritage, and we have the non-material World Heritage, as the music, the folklore music, the costumes and the tradition there, and many other things that can interest the tourists from all over the world, and especially America. We do have a market, and we work with European and Asian, and we start opening Algeria for tourists. And why not the Americans? Because the Americans, as you said, loves discovering new countries, new destinations, and Algeria is a great opportunity for them. And we think it's going to be a very good business with the American tourists.
Thank you so much. So both the gentlemen right here think that Algeria is the biggest country in Africa, and why not opening such a market for Americans to go and discover such a beautiful country. Thank you guys, and I wish you good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We've got some very excited and very informed visitors to the Algeria Economic and Cultural Week. Over to my left, I have a former Harlem Globetrotter, Harold Jackson. Mr. Jackson, tell us what you've seen this morning.
This is excellent down here. I really enjoyed it. Natural, preserves, and as well as with the solar connection down there, and it sparks a lot of interest for me. As well as renewable energy, and I really love it down here.
So you actually saw a producer from Algeria of solar panels that your company could hook up with?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
yes, sir.
Yes, indeed. Any comment on the electronics that you saw?
Oh, it's fabulous. State of the art. A little bit higher grade. I think the technology field is very good over there.
Outstanding, outstanding. Ms. Ajikam, tell us about the expo, what you've seen so far.
Well, the expo is phenomenal. It's the first day, so I'm enjoying it. And also, I'm enjoying the electronics. I never knew that they were that advanced in their electronics, so cool stuff. Smartphones and
Thank you, and we've got Mr. Ayad. Tell us about the expo so far this morning.
Well, I think it was fantastic having different people from different cultures showing their products. I was really impressed with the Algerian products, how it's really, they have many different products, especially about the electronics, the dates, the other products, which is more about the food. I was really also impressed that they already, I think they import and export, they have a trade with Canada, Africa, North Africa. So the question is that what we are going to do to help to make these products also to be here in USA, especially in USA is a very good market, big market. They can go in it as much as they can, meet the standards for the market here. But I really was very impressed, and I'm expecting, I believe that we will have a better economic corporate and between the USA and Algeria. I really like that, and thank you for your offer.
Thank you so much. And we have here from Howard University, Una Nelson. Ms. Nelson, tell us about, I know you did the forum last week at Howard, and now you're here for the expo. Tell us about what you've experienced so far this morning.
So far, it's been phenomenal. As a student, it's great to get this kind of exposure to these many important people. My career path, I actually have interest in diplomacy, to see people here from State Department, Department of Commerce, a lot of business executives specializing in trade and culture. It's very amazing. And I've researched a lot about Algeria for my forum last week, and it's great to see the people, the food, and everything just come to life. So I'm really enjoying myself.
Welcome to Washington. We're happy to have the Algerian commercial sector here, and what do you hope to achieve?
هو بيسأل انتوا جيتوا هون وشفتوا كيف الوضع، ايش الهدف او ايش الغاية اللي انتوا تتطلعوا انكم توصلوا لها ان شاء الله؟
احنا كما هو مكتوب يعني في اللافتة هو اسبوع ثقافي واقتصادي. اولا حبينا نبرز من خلال مشاركتنا في هذا المعرض قدرات الجزائر في الانتاج وفي التصنيع، وحبينا نولج ونمشي الى السوق الامريكي لانها سوق كبيره. احنا حاليا اصبحت عندنا سلع تنافسيه نقدر نحطها في كل الاسواق، حطيناها في الاسواق الاوروبيه، في الاسواق الاسيويه، في الاسواق الافريقيه، لما لا في الاسواق الامريكيه خاصه الولايات المتحده الامريكيه. حاليا كذلك من خلال هذه المشاركه حبينا نبرز الجانب الثقافي اللي تزخر به الجزائر. الجزائر عندها رصيد ثقافي كبير، حبينا نبرزه من خلال هذا الاسبوع الثقافي.
He was saying that, as this sign said, that is Algeria Economic Culture Week. So basically, the idea or the aim that they're looking for, that first of all, make the people familiar with the Algerian culture, which is a very ancient and very rich culture, and in the same time also make the USA and the people in USA know that Algeria have a high level of product, that it has a competition in Europe, it has competition in Canada, it has a competition in a lot of places. And just the only thing that maybe USA is a little far, but that doesn't mean that we can be one family in the international economic associations. And he's looking after the market in USA, because the market in USA, they know that it's a very big market and it's a good chance for exchange expertise, exchange economic between the two countries, and he's very glad to be here.
We just want to welcome him to Washington. The Algerian people are friends of the United States. I went to Algiers, and the love and the respect was great, and the products are wonderful. So welcome.
Good evening. Welcome. I promised Ismail I would be brief, so I will. I want to thank and welcome everyone to this evening's event. Looking by the crowd, and to honor the beginning of the Algeria Economic Week. I also want to welcome the Honorable Minister Saïd Jalab and Ambassador Mahid Bouguera as well. We're honored by your presence, and I was with the minister at a couple of events today, and I'm the first, and we talked about diversification of economy. And I'm the first healthcare chairman of the US Algeria Business Council, so it shows the commitment that we have to the diversification of economy, and that's what this week is all about. To talk about what great Algerian companies there are and how they can partner with US companies to really grow the economy, both for the US and for Algeria. At this time, I would like to introduce Acting Undersecretary Sarah Kemp from the Department of Commerce. She's been a great supporter of Algeria, and I want to welcome her up to the stage to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you for your leadership and your support. Thank you all. A particular thank you to Ambassador Bouguera and to Minister Jalab for inviting me to attend the opening ceremony. I bring with me Secretary Ross's heartfelt congratulations. Thank you as well to the United States Algeria Business Council for organizing the exhibition we attended today, as well as this lovely reception, dinner, and cultural performance we'll enjoy tonight. I so enjoyed meeting companies like Pacific Trading Fruits and IFRI Olive, seeing the high-tech photovoltaic energy products, the TVs and cell phones and washers, not to mention the incredible ceramic tiles, painting, vases, the beautiful carpets, and the delicious food and wine that were on display this morning. On behalf of the U.S. government, I want to warmly welcome each of you, and I want to thank you for sharing the same vision that I have, one that brings the U.S. and Algeria closer together, both government to government, business to business, but most importantly, people to people. Events like this, where Algerians and Americans can meet face to face, are the steps that build trust between people and build trade among nations. With more than 20 years of experience in promoting international trade, I know that nothing, absolutely nothing, can build trust more quickly and more effectively than personal face-to-face meetings. So for this reason, I would like to ask everyone here today to raise their glass and join me in a toast of gratitude to our host, Minister Jalab. Mr. Minister, your dedication to broaden the circle of trust among Algerian and American businesses is a sincere expression of Algeria's commitment to expanding bilateral trade and a sign of integrity. I use the word integrity because your investment in the event shows that your words match your actions. When you speak about diversifying your trade partners, you mean it. So thank you. So here's to you. May the foundations built this week lead to deeper and stronger relationships between our nations now and in the years to come. To our host, Minister Jalab. Hear, hear. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Sarah Kemp, for this encouraging word and getting the to help increase these relations between the U.S. and Algeria. I would like at this time to invite His Excellency Minister Saïd Jalab to join me here in the podium, and please join me to welcome him at the podium.
السلام عليكم. Good evening. سعادة السفراء وممثلي السلك الدبلوماسي سراكم، السيدات والسادة رؤساء المؤسسات، الحضور الكريم.
Excellencies, Ambassador and representatives of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished guests, honorable assistants, ladies and gentlemen, good evening.
إن زيارتنا اليوم لواشنطن دي سي تندرج في إطار المشاركة في هذه التظاهرة الاقتصادية والتجارية الكبيرة التي تنظم لأول مرة في واشنطن دي سي، وكذلك لعرض أهم معطيات الاقتصاد الوطني والإنجازات المجسدة، والتي هي ثمرة التوجيهات الاستراتيجية الجديدة لفخامة رئيس الجمهورية عبد العزيز بوتفليقة.
Organizing this event in Washington, D.C. for the very first time with the participation of an impressive number of officials and businesses is a great opportunity for us to expose the main outlines of our economy that are part of the achievements of the new economic strategy of His Excellency, the President of the Republic, Mr. Abdelaziz Bouteflika.
إن قدومنا إلى أمريكا الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية هو في حد ذاته إشارة قوية نريد من خلالها إشعار شركائنا برغبتنا في إرساء معالم لعلاقة تبادل دائمة ومثمرة.
Coming to the United States is meant to be a strong signal towards our American partners, aiming to lay the foundation for a strong and fruitful economic relation between Algeria and the United States.
إن هذه التظاهرة الاقتصادية والتجارية تشكل فرصة طالما انتظرناها من أجل إبراز لشركائنا التاريخيين والشركاء الجدد للتطورات المعتبرة التي عرفناها في إنتاج عدة منتوجات تستجيب للمعايير والمتطلبات الدولية، والتي تتميز كذلك بنوعية جد عالية تسمح لها بالحيازة على مكانة في الأسواق الخارجية الأكثر صرامة في هذا المجال.
Today, more than ever, my country is determined to further develop and diversify its economy, seeking new partnerships and strengthening the existing ones, while keeping in mind the huge potential of Algeria in many sectors.
لقد أصبح هذا ممكنا بفضل الخيارات الاستراتيجية المبادر بها في إطار السياسة الاقتصادية التي أرسى معالمها فخامة رئيس الجمهورية، وجسدت عبر المحاور التي تضمنها النموذج الاقتصادي الجديد الذي وضعته الحكومة الجزائرية، وهو النموذج الذي بدأ يعطي نتائجه المشجعة سواء على المستوى التوازنات الاقتصادية الكبرى أو على مستوى الاستقرار الهيكلي والتطور الإيجابي لأهم مؤشرات النمو.
The economic and this has been possible thanks to the new economic strategy based on the new economic development plan set forth by the President and being resolutely implemented by the government.
وفعلا وحسب النتائج المقررة المنجزة من طرف أكسفورد بيزنس جروب، فإنه تم تسجيل تغيرات هيكلية في معطيات الاقتصاد الجزائري، وهذا انطلاقا من الدور الهام الذي يلعبه القطاع الخاص الذي كان في سنة 2000 يساهم بحدود 40% من الناتج المحلي الخام (PIB) والذي ارتفع ليصل إلى 70% سنة 2016. من جهة أخرى تجدر الإشارة إلى إنشاء 50 منطقة صناعية جديدة خلال السنوات الأخيرة وتوزيع كبير للمشاريع الاستثمارية عبر كافة مناطق التراب الوطني بهدف ضمان توازن وتوزيع أمثل، ويعتبر مثال قطاع الصناعة السيارات خلال ال3 سنوات الأخيرة كدليل على هذا التوجه.
Indeed, according to the result of the Oxford Business Group report, there are structural changes in the configuration of the Algerian economy, starting with the increasingly important role played by the private sector, which in 2016 contributed to 70% of GDP versus 40% in 2000. 50 new industrial zones have been created in recent years to take care of the policy of disseminating industrial projects in all regions across the country.
تجدر الإشارة في هذا الصدد بأن هذا المؤشر في حد ذاته يبرز التحسن الجوهري لمناخ الأعمال، مما يعطي نظرة واضحة وثقة للمستثمرين سواء محليين أو أجانب.
It should be noted in this regard that this is in itself a significant indicator that reveals a substantial improvement in the business climate, which gives better visibility and confidence to investors, both domestic and foreign.
ومن البديهي فإن إنجاز المنشآت الكبرى مثل الطريق السيار الذي يمتد حوالي 1400 كيلومتر وتهيئة الموانئ الجديدة والمطارات وكذا المشاريع الصناعية المنجزة بالشراكة مع المتعاملين الاقتصاديين هي مؤشرات إضافية تدل على التقدم المحسوس الذي يبشر بعودة سريعة إلى ديناميكية النمو.
Clearly, the achievements of major works such as that of the highway that extends over almost 1,400 kilometers, or the development of new ports and airports, or the many industrial projects carried out in partnership with international operators are all indicators of the major achievements that promise an early return to the growth dynamics.
إضافة إلى ذلك يعمل المتعاملين الاقتصاديين الجزائريين على البحث في فرص الشراكة في مشاريع متعددة خاصة بتصدير الخضر والفواكه بإنجاز المشاريع المشتركة في مجالات الإلكترونية البناء الطاقة والصناعات المصنعة والتحويلية إنجاز مشاريع في البتروكيماويات وإنتاج مختلف المنتجات الغذائية.
In addition, Algerian export operators examine partnership opportunities in projects of various kinds, including export of fruits and vegetables, joint projects in the fields of electronic construction, energy and manufacturing and processing industries, the realization of projects in the petrochemical industry, the co-production of various agri-food products.
في هذا السياق إننا نأمل بأن المنتوجات المعروضة بمناسبة هذه التظاهرة الاقتصادية والتجارية وكذا الاتصالات المختلفة والتبادلات تسمح للوصول إلى تجسيد مشاريع ذات أبعاد كبيرة تماشيا مع طبيعة العلاقات الدبلوماسية والاقتصادية التي تجمع البلدين والتي نتمنى بصدق أن تعرف في الآجال القريبة تطورا وتزايدا أكثر.
In this context, we hope that the products exhibited as part of this major economic and trade event and the various contacts and exchanges will lead to the realization of large-scale projects commensurate with the status of diplomatic and economic between our countries, which we hope will be able to promote and intensify in the near future.
يبدو لي أنه ليس من الضروري التوقف بهذه المناسبة عند الأرقام المتعلقة بحجم المبادلاتنا والتي ينبغي علينا بذل جهود أكثر من أجل الرقي بها لكي يصبح حجم هذه المبادلات متماشيا مع طموحاتنا وإرادتنا المشتركة وكذا النوعية الجيدة التي تميز علاقتنا الثنائية بين الجزائر والولايات المتحدة الأمريكية.
Instead of focusing on the figures related to the volume of our exchanges, it is, in my view, better to ensure that this volume is in step with our shared aspiration and expectation and in line with the high quality of our bilateral relations.
وعليه فإنه من الأنسب التركيز على الطرق والوسائل التي تسمح بالاستغلال الأمثل لإمكانياتنا المشتركة ورسم معا الآفاق التي ينبغي الوصول إليها والانتقال بعد ذلك لإعداد التنمية المشتركة وهذا قصد الذهاب معا للبحث عن الأسواق التي تتميز بقدرات نمو قوية. في بلادنا بوابة لإفريقيا وتتضمن فرص معتبرة في إطار الإنتاج المشترك لسوق قاري ومتوسطي يتميز بنمو سريع سواء على مستوى الاحتياجات أو على مستوى تطور القدرات الشرائية.
It is therefore preferable and more judicious to focus on the ways and means of making the most of our common possibilities and to draw together horizons to reach and then moving on to the maturation of co-development in order to go together to conquer markets with high growth potential. Indeed, its geographical location, the quality of its infrastructure, its resources and manpower skills, its recognized stability in the region make Algeria an ideal destination for foreign investment and partnerships. Being also a true gateway to Africa, Algeria can be a fruitful destination for regional opportunities and business and partnerships.
إننا لدينا القناعة الكاملة بأن المخرج الاقتصاديات الصاعدة يكمن في تكثيف الاستثمارات ولتحقيق هذا السعي فإننا على أتم الاستعداد لدراسة كل الفرص التي يمكن تجسيدها في الجزائر وهذا بالنظر وبفضل الإمكانيات المتعددة التي تزخر بها بلادنا.
We are confident that this opportunity will allow us to bring our points of view into line with one another, to focus on areas of common interest, and to lay the foundation for successful partnership and growth-enhancing cooperation between Algeria and the United States.
إن القطاعات التي يمكننا العمل فيها معا متعددة ومتشعبة، وأن متعاملين الاقتصاديين مستعدون لمناقشة الكيفيات العملية لرسم المشاريع المشتركة وكذا الامتيازات والتسهيلات الممنوحة في بعض القطاعات ذات الأولوية.
The sectors in which we can undertake together are widely varying, and our operators are willing to discuss the practical arrangement for setting up joint projects as well as the privileges and facilities granted in certain priority sectors.
إننا نأمل عبر هذه الاتصالات والمبادلات إلى إنشاء شراكة حقيقية خلاقة لثروة مشتركة للنمو وللمناصب الشغل وما ينجز عنها من توسع على مستوى الفضاءات الجهوية التي ستكون مصدر للتنمية على المديين المتوسط والبعيد. فنحن على قناعة بأن هذه الفرصة سوف تمكننا من تقريب وجهة نظرنا لإبراز مجالات ذات الاهتمام المشترك ووضع اللبنات الأولى لشراكة مثمرة وتعاون مدعوم للنمو.
We project through these contacts and exchanges a partnership creating shared wealth, growth, and jobs, but also generating expansion in regional areas that will be a source of development on the medium and long terms.
شكرا على حسن استغائكم. Thank you for your attention. كم سعرها؟ Thank you.
One more. I'm going to keep your attention, please, 1 second. I have to call at the podium Ambassador Majid Bouguera and Mr. Mamadou Samba, who represents the DC Mayor Office here in Washington, D.C.
Good afternoon, everybody. Bonsoir. My name is Mamadou Samba, and I'm the director of the Mayor's Office on African Affairs. And on behalf of our great mayor, Mayor Bowser, I'd like to welcome everybody to Washington, D.C. And I'm very honored to be here once again. This morning I joined everybody at the kickoff event and to really share my support, or the mayor's support, for the African community. This event is very significant. Not only it is Algeria Week, but it's also African Heritage Month, which our mayor has proclaimed the entire month of September as African Heritage Month, which we use to promote African history, African culture, African heritage through culture, food, music. But this opportunity, today's event also is an opportunity to promote trade between the United States and Algeria, but also through Washington, D.C. For this occasion, Mayor Bowser has issued a proclamation, which I will read and gladly present to the ambassador, if you allow me to read it, 3 minutes. The proclamation is to declare September 10th to the 13th as Algeria Week in Washington, D.C., which has never been done before. And the proclamation reads, whereas the Embassy of Algeria in Washington, D.C., with the support of the US Algeria Business Council, is hosting Algeria Economic and Cultural Week in Washington, D.C. And whereas more than 100 exhibitors will come to Washington, D.C. from Algeria to exhibit Algerian products to companies based in the United States. And whereas attendees will experience many facets of Algerian culture through food, art, musical events, and whereas the Algerian American community in Washington, D.C. contributes significantly to our economy, community, and cultural diversity. And whereas September 10th, 2018 marks the beginning of Algeria Week in Washington, D.C. and significantly strengthens African Heritage Month and promotes relations between Algeria, the Washington, D.C., and the United States overall. Now, therefore, I, not me, but the mayor of Washington, D.C., do hereby proclaim September 10th to September 13th, 2018 in Washington, D.C. as Algeria Week. Thank you very much.
My dear brother Mamadou, I would really like, on behalf of my minister, on behalf of my dear compatriots who came from far away from Algeria to be here in Washington, D.C., our most sincere thanks to the Honorable Mayor Muriel Bowser for this proclamation, which I take it as the first of its kind.
It is.
Thank you very much for recognizing the contribution of the Algeria Week to the month of heritage, African heritage in Washington, D.C. You know how much Algeria is deeply rooted in Africa, and we are proud to be the first African to start this month of the African heritage in Washington, D.C. Again, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And our most sincere thanks to the Honorable Mayor Muriel Bowser. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Please enjoy your dinner et bon appétit.
I'd like this time to welcome you here for this opening of the Algeria's Economic and Cultural Week in Washington, D.C. This time it's for the more on the cultural side. And we have the pleasure to have with us an Algerian band from the traditional Andalou, and then we're going to have the ballet after that. So I would like just to ask you to join me and welcome the singer, Mrs. Manal Gharbi.
مساء النور. Your Excellency Minister Saïd Jellab, Algerian Minister of Commerce, Madame the Acting Undersecretary of Commerce, Chairman of USABC, Excellencies, Ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Allow me to present to you our best wishes for the new year, Hijri. We are today Awal Muharram. So happy New Year to everyone, and please enjoy the Algerian music.
Thank you. Yeah.
Alors, j'aimerais juste présenter l'orchestre. Sofiane Bouchafa à la derbouka. Belkacem Benaliwa au canon, le petit virtuose. Hasna Hini au oud. Et puis Célia Zidlemail au violon. Voilà. شكرا للاستضافة. Merci beaucoup.
As the mayor of Algeria, in behalf of my citizens, I'd like to thank everyone here tonight for allowing us to have this kind of event. And thank you to the US Chamber and the Business Council for putting on this event. I'd like to thank the ambassador for having us here. Thank you. Well, of course, we're getting to the minister. Minister, it's a great pleasure to be part of the United States and the town of Decatur, Iowa, named after your famous hero, the Emir Abdelkader. It is an honor to be the mayor of Decatur and to be here with you tonight. And to Minister, this is a picture of Decatur. Yeah. One of the two that you're going to get tonight. This is on the north end of Decatur with our courthouse and the bluffs in the fall. Decatur, Iowa, for you. Thank you. This is the second picture. I couldn't pick, so I give both. I learned from Algerians. You just give both. I think I have Algerian running through my blood. Oh. This is the second picture with the Turkey River that runs through Decatur, which was the reason, one of the reasons why we were named after the Emir, because the founders come up the river and found this land. But this is our Founders Park and many homes and businesses in town. Again, with the bluffs. Thank you. I also have one more gift. This is for the ambassador.
The ambassador.
This man has done great things for both US and Algeria, and he should be applauded. Let's give him a round of applause. And since you've been to Decatur, I picked this one for you, because it's a night scene. It shows the businesses in the river. Show the minister. At night. It's very beautiful. Mr. Minister, I hope that you will come visit the city of Decatur, and it'd be my honor to have you in my town.
Let me say to my compatriots, I will say it in French or in Arabic, but I know all of them understand English. La ville d'Decatur en Iowa est la seule ville aux États-Unis qui porte le nom d'un arabe de musulman. Et ce sont quelques villageois qui étaient au bord de la rivière, qui ont décidé en 1846 de nommer leur ville, de donner le nom de l'émir Abdelkader à leur ville, en remerciement à ce que l'émir a fait à Damas. Vous vous rappelez que l'émir, après la résistance en Algérie, a été exilé en Syrie à Damas, où les autorités syriennes lui ont accordé l'asile et un grand palais. Et un jour que des milliers de chrétiens étaient pourchassés par la population locale, il a ouvert les portes de son château pour les accueillir et pour les protéger. Et en les protégeant, il a offert sa vie. Et c'est comme cela que les gens qui les poursuivaient ont décidé de leur laisser la vie sauve. Et après ce geste de l'émir, il a reçu des messages d'un grand nombre de chefs d'État, dont le président Lincoln des États-Unis, pour avoir sauvé la vie de milliers de chrétiens. Et ces gens-là, dans une petite ville du fin fond de l'Iowa, en reconnaissance à ce que l'émir a fait, ont décidé de donner le nom de l'émir à leur ville. Et depuis 1984, la ville d'Al-Qaïda a été jumelée avec la ville de Mascara. Et depuis lors, grâce à l'accord de jumelage, on organise des actions de coopération entre les deux villes. Et je remercie, and I want to thank really the mayor of Al-Qaïda. He has been a great friend of Algeria. He has done quite a lot, really, to bring together not only Al-Qaïda and Mascara, but also Algeria and the United States. Has been so many times in Algeria, and I believe him when he says that blood, Algerian blood, is running into his veins. He is part of Algeria. He is
Thank you guys, and thank you all for coming. And don't forget that the Abdicator Education Project is Wednesday, so please, I invite you all to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you.